Hello, my name is Brianna Elibo-Mendez. I currently am a second semester freshman biology major originally from Queens, New York City, but now from Orlando, Florida. And I would be most honored to be considered a resident assistant for the upcoming academic year. Stepping onto foot last semester for the first time on campus, I had a strong drive to be involved with my class and on campus. I currently serve as freshman class treasurer and am vying to be sophomore class president. I am a FISC Caribbean Student Association member, as well as a member of the FISC Stagecrafters, a W.E.B. Du Bois Honor Scholar, and a member of the LEAD program. So I believe being included in your environment is most important to make the best out of your college experience. One reason I genuinely want to become a resident assistant is to be that helping hand and resources for not prospective students, but just students and residents in general. I want to strive to be the big sister and the role model that I had during my time here. And I want to continue the hard work and legacy that the current RAs are leaving. So going on to the first question of how I would enforce a rule that I do not necessarily agree with, I believe all rules set in place are to ensure the well-being and safety of the residents. But if it comes to a point where I do not necessarily agree with it, I would still come from that angle of enforcing it for their safety and trying to just communicate and make the residents understand the reasoning behind the rule. I understand some residents, and even current residents, may complain, especially having restrictions here in like freshman halls such as Jubilee. But again, I would push that it's for their well-being and safety, which is most important. The second question was, suppose a resident comes to you and is faced with a crisis, how would I respond? So I would first try to gauge or evaluate the level of crisis or in which topic of their life it would be in regards to, whether it be academic, personal, with their family, or if it's like a medical emergency. If it's a medical emergency, to start off, I would immediately contact my RD or the campus safety or Mahari and try to get them medical attention if needed. If it's an academic crisis, let's say if a student is not doing well in a class, if I am well versed on the subject, I would help them myself, or I would push the on-campus student resources we have, such as AESP and the LEAD program, so they can get connected with a tutor if need be, or I would teach them how to communicate with their teachers as well. If it's a personal crisis, meaning like if they need a problem with their roommate, or if they generally have a problem with the facilities here, I would try to firstly hear their concern. And we do have roommate contracts and agreements for a reason. So if like ever comes a time where they need a mediation, I would always just refer back to that and try to nicely facilitate and handle the situation. So the third question is, what steps would you take to balance the needs of this role with your academic schedule? So personally, I am someone who always has a planner, always has a calendar, always has an agenda for the day of every thing I need to do and need to complete. So I like to optimize and utilize all my time. So if I'm not dedicating to class time, which is when I would mainly focus on my education, outside of that, like if I have certain duties as desk duty, I would firstly make sure I am like paying attention to the building, who's coming in through the door, to my residents, but as well utilize that valuable time I have if it's a very like regular calm night to do my homework and to make sure all the tasks I need to get done. So the next question is to name 3 weaknesses and how I would develop them into skills. So one weakness that I have I can think of is I'm not as social as I would like to be, being in a new environment, but that's something I am currently working on. I usually, keep to myself. I only really communicate with people in passing, if I'm going to and from places, or I'm making small conversations with people I'm already familiar with. So that is something I want to change as being more social, connecting with more people, and I feel like this position can help me connect with more people as well. And that is an important skill that I can develop and have because I'm reaching out to multiple people, multiple residents. Another weakness is that I get like frustrated when things don't go how I necessarily plan them. So I am trying to learn how to go with the flow of things more, so know and be secured and faith in myself that whatever needs to happen will happen. And it's developing to a skill because I don't necessarily will always be so harsh on myself or others or be so strict. And it allows a nice amicable environment. And the last weakness I would say is those are the main two I can think of. I'm sorry, I can't necessarily think of a third one. So on to the next question. Describe to us a program that you have not seen with the LLCs and would like to implement them using your creativity. So one thing I would like to see more between all dorms, but specifically having experience like living here in Jubilee, is more bonding events between floors or between the whole building themselves. It's something that we were lacking this semester and the entire school year, I can say. Although the current RAs did try, and I commend them for that, but I feel like there just needs to be more. Like, I plan to have just simple bonding experiences, just like paint and sip nights, or vision board making, or having a little picnic on the yard with floor residents, just things so we can get to know each other and make a genuine connection. And out of all the other applicants, what sets me apart? So I like to believe that there are three main things that sets me apart: my determination, my ability to listen, and the fact that I'm a helping hand at heart. When it comes to determination, any task you put in front of me, I will make sure to do it quickly, efficiently, and effectively. I currently work in the school library, and whenever my boss, the dean of the library, gives me a task, he always tells me, take your time, don't rush, because I tend to plow through work quickly in order to increase the productivity rate to make sure it gets done, and I always make sure it gets done efficiently and effectively and correctly, be it at that. So I'm always determined to make sure every single thing that needs to get done will get done in a timely manner. The second thing is that I'm very empathetic and a good listener. I am always trying to find a way to relate to a person and trying to listen to them to get to know them better, and as well as help them in any way I can. If there's something I know they're interested in, I will, if I hear opportunity about it, I would go tell them, or I would keep them in mind always whenever I'm walking through life. And also being empathetic and understanding the different backgrounds residents will come from, and trying to help them adjust and find that connection we have, so I can become someone they can trust and they could also respect and look up to. And lastly, the fact that I'm a helping hand at heart, I have mentioned it before. Like I said, I want to be that role model, that person you can lean on, and that person you can look to for help. And I just strive to, whatever endeavor you want to pursue, whatever resources you need, I will help you personally move heaven and earth, or try to move heaven and earth, to help you accomplish whatever it is you are set to. Another reason I genuinely want this position is to, like I said before, continue the legacy and the hard work our current resident assistants have done here. And specifically here in Jubilee, I feel like I can cater more towards the incoming freshman class, serving as having recent experience, adapting to a new environment and going through this new journey. I feel like I could be more useful as a resource for the incoming freshman girls. Again, my name is Elibo-Mendez. It would be my most humble honor to be considered as a resident assistant. I hope you got to know more about me, and I would love to hear from you soon. Thank you for your time and consideration. Have a nice day.